As we draw our Sundance musical coverage for the year 2013 to a close, we do so in a beautiful, harmonious way. It's Kevin and Sarah Kelly, also known as Homesick Elephant. Welcome.
Hey Terry, how you doing?
Great.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. It is a very nice sort of coda to all of the craziness to hear these beautiful and very sweet songs. Talk a little bit about your songwriting voice, because it has an element of family to it that I get right away.
Yeah. You want to take this?
Sure. It's always a little difficult to talk about songwriting inspiration and where ideas come from, but definitely I think a sense of nostalgia and of finding one's place in the world and thinking about yourself and where one comes from. That's a part of it. And some of our songs are inspired by actual family members, but always kind of distorted and made fictional.
Right.
But I also enjoy the Quiet as a Mouse song that we played is a totally fictional character, and I really wanted to write a song also from a woman's perspective.
Sure.
So I kind of did that, and it's funny because sometimes when we play that song, people come up to us and they're like, "How old is your daughter?" It's like, actually, it's a fictional song. But
amazingly, and
yeah.
I've had this conversation more than once during Sundance this year with songwriters about the presumptions that we as listeners make that everything that comes out of your mouth during a performance is 100% verifiably autobiographical, and maybe that's not actually the case.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, writers, filmmakers have the liberty, seemingly, or it's accepted that they write these fictional stories. And I don't see any reason why a songwriter couldn't do it. And particularly, I just said this at a recent festival that we played where it was kind of expected for us to talk a lot about the songs before playing. I said that it's tough sometimes to think of something to write about when we're in a happy relationship together. It's a lot easier to write songs when you're troubled or in pain or, going through an awful breakup or something like that. So if you're just kind of having a good time.
I know
happy,
from heartbroken songwriting.
Yeah.
You sometimes have to pick fights just to inspire songwriting.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, if you can kind of put yourself into a place and write about a fictional character, I think it can expand the palette of what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sarah, talk a little bit about, is it the melodica? Is that the right?
Yeah, it's called a melodica, and I kind of refer to it as the lazy man's accordion, because it doesn't take as much arm strength or anything like that, but it's basically like a keyboard that you blow into.
A nice addition and more to your point of kind of a period feel to your songs, an instrument that has a period feel simply because it's not used very often in contemporary music.
Yeah, and also it's our most recent record, we have a lot of arrangements, strings, trumpet, trombone, other things, accordion, and Sarah plays a lot of those parts, adapted versions of those parts.
Trumpet and trombone together simultaneously.
You said simultaneously.
Oh my God.
Too many years living together.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, talk a little bit about the new record for folks who may not be familiar with your music, and give a little plug to the fact that everybody is stripped down at Sundance, so you're traveling very simply and bringing the essence of your songs, but for folks to find out more about the expanded sound on the record.
Well, the record's called The Pilgrim and the Pen, and it's actually not that new. It's from 2011, but we've been playing those songs for a while now, and we have a bunch of new songs too. So hopefully we'll have a new record really soon.
And kind of the concept for this record, The Pilgrim and the Pen, was I also have a background as a classical composer, and I teach music theory and composition, so I know how to write for a lot of different instruments. But I often consider this sort of the songwriting world to be a separate creative endeavor.
Sure.
On this record, I wanted to combine some of those together, so I did arrangements for a lot of different instruments and tried to make them really a part of the music rather than just sitting in the background.
Right.
But I guess the other concept is that we're very into acoustic music, and so everything's still acoustic on the record. There's no electric guitars or electric basses or anything.
Really?
And no drums either, right?
So really, our favorite way to play is just completely acoustic, no microphones, nothing, just singing with one guitar.
and the sound of the room. That, you know, if you play in a nice room, it's fun to be able to use it.
Absolutely. The reverb is just perfect.
Absolutely.
Very good. Tell folks where they can find out more about Homesick Elephant online.
We have a website, homesickelephant.com, and you know, we're on all the social networks, Twitter and Facebook and all that. So just, you know, Google Homesick Elephant and you'll find a whole lot of stuff.
We also have a brand new music video for Hey Ma, which we played, and we're very excited about that. So hopefully folks can check that out.
A little filmmaking in with the music making.
Yeah.
Very good. Sarah, Kevin, thank you for being with us. Thank you for taking us home here at Park City Television
Our
for
pleasure.
Sundance 2013.